What's up, everyone? On today's video, we're going over the 8 things that you need to know before moving to Ocean County, New Jersey. We're going to cover a couple different topics like the entertainment, school systems, and a few others. But before we get started, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you want to be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. The very first thing we're going to cover is the location. And as you can see from the photo popping up, Ocean County is going to be located on the East Coast and along the Jersey Shore coastline. The more northern part of Ocean County is going to be in that Central Jersey area, whereas the farther south you go, you enter into South Jersey. Now, there's plenty of great selling points to living in this location, but first off, Ocean County is going to be the largest county in New Jersey, coming in at 915 square miles. But a large portion of that, 31%, is going to be water. So it's not the biggest by landmass. That's going to be Burlington County, but it's still a very large area to be living in. With all that being said, Ocean County has 33 municipalities and roughly about 659,000 residents, with a population growing about 1% every year since 2010. Now, living in the more northern part, you can commute to either New York City or Philadelphia pretty easily. Once you get past like that Toms River area, though, I'd probably just stick to either Philadelphia or even Atlantic City if you're in the hospitality business. But we'll get to all the commute to work shortly. We have plenty of diverse housing here in Ocean County, from condos, townhomes, single families, and even adult communities. You'll notice it's a little bit cheaper to live here in Ocean County than some other parts of New Jersey, so it's actually a really good place to be retiring. Now, if you go a little farther out west, you'll see some homes with more land to them, whereas if you're in the more beach town area, Point Pleasant, Seaside, somewhere around there, homes will be more on top of each other. It's a large part of our economy here in Jersey, so you got to pack a little bit best you can. Now, with the Jersey Shore, you have 40 miles of beaches and also 140 miles of coastline here. My personal favorite is going to be LBI, also known as Long Beach Island. The second thing you'll need to know is your commute to work. As I've already mentioned, you can get to New York City, Philadelphia, or Atlantic City pretty easily. Starting off in New York, you have 3 main ways you can get there: driving yourself, taking the train, or taking the bus. The easiest way to drive yourself, and more than likely just taking the Garden State Parkway up north. That's also if you're going to be on the more eastern part of Ocean County. If you're a little farther out west, you might be better off taking Route 9 going north. That's, let's say you're in that Brick or Toms River area, it's going to take you about 2, maybe even 2.5 hours, I would say, somewhere in that range. It's all going to depend on traffic and the kind of day, maybe the weather, all that kind of stuff. So once you get past Toms River, you're really looking at, it's going to be a little bit too far of a commute, at least in my opinion. I'm assuming most people don't want to drive 4 to 5 hours a day on top of an 8-hour workday. If you have a hybrid schedule, maybe that could work for you, but just personally, if you're going to the city 5 days a week, it's probably going to get a little tough, at least for that distance. The second one will be taking the bus. They have a couple different bus routes. The easiest one, again, will just be taking the Garden State Parkway up. You can get on either in Brick, Toms River, Point Pleasant, somewhere along those lines. And last but not least, we'll be taking the train. That's going to be in either Bay Head or Point Pleasant. And with those, you're roughly looking at about like a 2 to 2 hour, 15-minute commute just taking the train, and that heads straight into Penn Station. Next up is going to be Philadelphia. Unfortunately, there isn't much public transportation like it is getting to New York City, so you will have to just drive yourself. There is a bus from Toms River that takes you out that way, but it's going to take you about 2 hours and 45 minutes each way, so I'm assuming efficiency-wise, you probably don't want to do that. So when it comes to driving yourself, if you're in the more northern part of Ocean County, Brick, Toms River, Jackson, the easiest route is probably just going to be taking Route 195 and going west, and then pretty much taking that down to the Jersey Turnpike and into Philadelphia. If you're a little bit farther south, maybe like in the Toms River and farther below, Route 70 is probably going to be your best bet. Either way, though, if you're in that Jackson area, maybe like an hour and 15. If you're in Brick, Toms River, anywhere along more the eastern border, you're pretty much looking an hour and a half, maybe hour 45 max. The last place you might want to commute to is going to be Atlantic City. Now, this isn't a massive job market, but it's a huge hospitality and entertainment industry down there. Stockton University is actually partnering with them too. They're building a campus in Atlantic City. It might be built by now. I haven't been down in a while, but realistically, if you want to live or work in Atlantic City but have a better overall quality of life, Ocean County might be the spot for you. I live in the northern Brick area, so for me to take the Garden State Parkway south, usually about like an hour and 15 minutes. And then the most southern point of Ocean County, you're probably looking about 25 minutes to a half an hour. So anywhere in between pretty much for that. I would say if you want to work in Atlantic City, sometimes being so close to the gaming industry could be a little bit more of a hassle. You might want to be a step away, so living in Ocean County could be your best bet. Point number 3 is going to be the school system and education. Now, there's good public and private school options available to you in Ocean County. The top 3, according to niche.com, for public schools are going to be Point Pleasant Beach, Southern Regional, and Point Pleasant Borough, all of them coming in at an A-. On the private side of things, the top 2 schools are both going to be located in Toms River. You have Ocean County Christian Academy, that's going to be K through 12, and you have Donovan Catholic High School for grades 9 through 12. Both of them are going to be rated an A. There are also a couple different college options available to you in Ocean County. The first one is going to be Ocean County Community College. This is going to be located in Toms River. Then you also have Georgian Court University, that's going to be located in Lakewood. And Stockton University actually has a campus over in Manahawkin as well, although their main one is a little farther south of there. So a couple different ones for you in Ocean County. Point number 4 is going to be the cost of living Unfortunately, in New Jersey, we are one of the more expensive states to be living in general across the entire US. But when it comes to living in Ocean County, while it's going to be more expensive than the average for the US, it's going to be cheaper than other counties here in New Jersey. If you saw a previous video I did on Monmouth County, it's going to be well below that mark. Also, some more North Jersey towns and counties up there, the closer to New York City especially, are going to be much more expensive than living in Ocean County. Now, housing is going to be your largest expense by far, especially over the last 3 to 4 years. We saw quite a bit of appreciation in housing, but some other cost of living items like transportation, medical, things along those lines, maybe slightly above, but most of the time it's pretty average across the board. The one big thing about living in Ocean County, if you want to explore the Jersey Shore to the fullest extent, highly recommend living in this area. It's going to be relatively cheaper than going into that Monmouth County area and some other beach towns up there. Also, if you're looking to retire, we have plenty of adult communities in the area. So if you're ever on a fixed income, you don't want to move out of state, you want to stay close to your family, Ocean County might be the best for you. Before we head on over to our next point, if you're enjoying the video, please smash the like button down below. Help me get this out to as many people as possible. We get calls, texts, emails from people just like you all the time. So don't be shy. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Ocean County area, feel free to reach out so we can get your game plan going. Now, with that being said, let's get back to the content you came here for. Point number 5 is going to be the housing options available to you. So at Ocean County, it is very diverse, a large array of different homes. You can find everything from a 1-bedroom condo in an adult community for $30,000 or $40,000, all the way up to a $10 million mansion overlooking the Atlantic Ocean in Manahawkin, Bayhead, and some other towns over there. So it is really diverse. You'll find a little bit of everything for you. For instance, with single-family homes, though, it's going to be a little bit easier and cheaper to find one here than, let's just say, Monmouth County, which is the neighboring county to the north. Here, you can maybe find like a 2-bedroom ranch in that $350,000, $375,000 range, where in Monmouth County, if you're not looking at least $500,000, finding a single-family home is going to be very difficult. One of the bigger issues that we are seeing though right now is the lack of inventory, and one of the causes of this is also going to be new development. It can't really keep up with the demand that we currently have, and it gets sucked up pretty quickly. Also, on top of that, there isn't as much area to build as there used to be either. If you look across the Jersey Shore towns, like I mentioned, there's 40 miles of beaches, 140 miles of coastline, so the homes around there are pretty jam-packed because that's a big part of our economy, like I mentioned earlier, so there's not as much space to be built upon. You're not going to see maybe a 50 or 100 home subdivision being put into Point Pleasant. There just isn't space for that. If you're looking for any new development going a little farther south into like that Barnegat area, out west towards Jackson, you might find it possibly, but probably not like as that large. A lot of the time what you're going to see is either a luxury townhome or some type of adult community. The reason you're going to see a lot of luxury townhomes nowadays is it's easier for the builder to build, so they're going to make a little bit more money on them. So obviously that's going to be pushed out a little bit better or a little bit more than single family homes are going to. And what this really causes us is to be stuck into a mostly resale market versus any type of new development. So for buyers, there's not as many options around. And if sellers are thinking about selling, but maybe they don't want to trade in their low interest rate, their house is paid off, what's the point of them buying and they have to pay a 7% interest rate, or they're going to get less home and have to pay more. So it doesn't make as much sense for them either. So until that gets kind of situated out a little bit or the demand decreases, this is probably what our market's going to look like for next year, maybe even 2. The 6th thing you'll need to know are the different weather habits that we have here in Ocean County. Now, living in New Jersey, we do get all 4 seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter, but we can have some different extremes as well. If you're in the summertime in July and August, we can easily go over 100 degrees and have a little bit of a heat wave. Or if you're in the winter times, those cold months like December, January, you can get a couple of feet of snow every now and then. We also have sub-zero temperatures, so we do get both ends of the spectrum pretty easily. And if you're lucky on some days in that spring and fall time, you'll have all 4 seasons in the same day. Wake up with a brisk morning, and then by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you're sitting there in a t-shirt too. So it's kind of wonky around here. On top of this, we can get some severe storms like I kind of mentioned, but also we haven't had a hurricane, thankfully, in about like 12 years or so, but that is always a possibility. And living in Ocean County with the Jersey Shore and 30% of it being water, we do have a very low elevation rate over here. So flooding is always a potential risk. And there are some flood zones, especially along the coastline, that you have to look out for. When you're buying, one of the major things is flood insurance is going to have a separate insurance from your homeowners. So when you go to buy a home, you'll typically always need homeowners, especially if you're getting a mortgage. But then on top of that, if you're in a flood zone, you'll have to get separate coverage, and not every carrier has it. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Point number 7 is going to be different shopping and dining options available to you. When we go into shopping, the 3 main ones, in my opinion, you're going to have the Ocean County Mall. This is going to be located in Toms River. They have about 100 specialty stores over there. It's a really big plaza, some restaurants on the outside of it, and some other shopping plazas along Route 70 as well. Really good area to hit. Next one's going to be the Jackson Premium Outlets. This is going to be in the northwest part of Ocean County, located in Jackson. They have about 70 stores over there. They are outlets though, so you can find some pretty good deals. It's going to be a little bit cheaper than some other retail stores, especially during Black Friday. Highly recommend checking them out. And the last area is going to be in Brick. It's along Route 70. There are a lot of different shopping plazas. All the big name retailers are going to be over there. You'll have Costco, ShopRite, Target, Walmart, and plenty of other ones. There are also plenty of good restaurants over there as well. So those would be my top 3 in my opinion. If you go a little bit farther south, there's obviously going to be more options too. On the restaurant side of things, you'll find every cuisine possibly imaginable here in Ocean County, from Italian, seafood, pizza, you have steak, Mexican, Chinese, literally everything you want will be in pretty much one of the towns that you're going to possibly be living in. So if you want some personal favorites of mine, the first one's going to be in Point Pleasant. This is Spano's Italian restaurant. Really, really highly recommend them. It's a nice sit down, kind of old school feel to it, and find some absolutely delicious food over there and great pasta. Next one's going to be the Black Whale down in LBI. This is a seafood restaurant. They're open year round, which is really nice. Not all the restaurants in LBI will be. It's kind of more of a destination beach town area. So this one is open year round. Highly recommend taking the drive down there. It's so worth it. Some of the freshest seafood you will definitely ever have. Point number 8 will be the different entertainment options available to you. So the first and biggest, in my opinion, is going to be Six Flags Great Adventure. This is going to be located in northwest part of Jackson, and it's very close to Jackson Premium Outlets, which we were just talking about. They have 3 different parks over there. They have the amusement park with the games and rides. They actually have the tallest roller coaster in the entire world over there in King Ka. If you get to the top of it and look out to the right, it's a very quick ride. It's probably like 17, 20 seconds at the absolute very most. But if you can look out to the right a little bit, you can see really far down for miles and miles, and it's pretty cool. Next up will be the Hurricane Harbor, which is their water park with the different water slides and other things along those lines. And then they have their Safari Zone. Supposedly they're doing a glamping experience over there where you can actually camp out overnight. I don't know all the details about it, but it's supposed to be opening up here in 2024. Next up will be Adventure Crossing. This is also going to be Northwest Jackson, basically right in between the Premium Outlets and Six Flags Great Adventure. Over there, they host youth tournaments. They have some hotels that are being built over there, some office and retail space. On top of that, they have a Topgolf suite and driving range with tracer ball technology, a virtual roller coaster, and some other things too. Next up, if you want to check out the boardwalks, there's a couple in the area. Over in Point Pleasant, you have Jenkinson's Boardwalk. They're going to have games, rides, mini golf, and even an aquarium. Seaside has their own version of a boardwalk over there. They pretty much have all the same stuff as Point Pleasant did, but just minus the aquarium. And then also, if you're maybe in the outdoorsy area, or that kind of space, like going hiking, we have plenty of different state parks over here in Ocean County. Caddis Island County Park, probably your top one to go to in Toms River. You also have plenty of different water sports. Like I mentioned, 31% water already, probably multiple times in this video, but you can go kayaking, boating, fishing, pretty much anything you want on the water. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you gained a little bit more knowledge and understanding on what it's like to live over in Ocean County. If you're looking to buy or sell in the area, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments and the description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. If you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, feel free to check out the 2 videos popping up and hopefully help you out a little bit too. Have a great day.